Weekends are meant for good life and mental recharge. This time, on weekend retreats, I am headed to the only country in the world where Indians don't necessarily need a passport or visa to enter. Flying time of 2 to 3 hours will take me to the land of Everest and the birthplace of Buddha. Hi there, I Kamya Jani Verma welcome you to the fascinating land of natural beauty, Nepal. High in the Himalayas lies a small country with its lofty mountains, deep valleys, lush jungles, exotic wildlife and diverse people. A landlocked country in South Asia, Nepal stands bordered by China in the north and India laying west, east and south of them. Wedged between the high Himalayas and the steamy Indian plains, Nepal is a land of snow peaks and Sherpas, yaks and yetis, monasteries and mantras. Possessing 8 of the 10 highest mountains in the world, Nepal is a hotspot destination for mountaineers, rock climbers and people seeking adventure. Mount Everest, in fact, being the highest mountain in the world, is located on Nepal's border. Indeed, the country is blessed with natural beauty. I am in Kathmandu and this ancient square is surrounded by palaces, temples and mountains. In fact, Kathmandu is also home to Swayambhu, a large stupa which is also one of the most sacred Buddhist sites in the country. It's also known as the Monkey Temple as there are holy monkeys living in the temple. And just before I began to enjoy the spectacular panoramic view of the city, the broken structures around caught my attention and reminded me of the deadly event. But exactly a year ago, a drastic incident not only changed the shape of the economy but also the landscape of the country. On April 25th and May 12th, 2 devastating earthquakes killed more than 9,000 people, destroying houses as well as historic monuments and leaving many homeless. Many of Swayambhunath's structures suffered considerable damage in the earthquake of April 2015. The Anantapura Shikara to the left of the steps toppled and there was serious damage to buildings on the west side of the stupa. Kathmandu, Langtang, Hilambo and Manslu were amongst the most affected areas.
On 25th of April, I was at home with my family and then all of a sudden I felt the ground was shaking, my room was shaking, my chandelier was shaking, it was hitting from this wall to that wall. I was so scared. But after about 1 minute of shaking, I came out from the house. Then I saw the big departmental store, which was five-story department store, I saw on the ground. I felt that every 15 to 30 minutes time, the ground was shaking.
It was a terrible experience. I have never been through an experience where, the earth shakes and the building shakes and it goes on and on and on. It was never ending, almost a minute. And I think it was a devastating earthquake which reduced many of the beautiful parts of the valley and also some of the northern mountainous districts, affected them very badly. Many heritage structures were reduced to rubble. So it was, and of course the aftershocks went on and we had another big earthquake a couple of days later on the 12th of May.
worst is still not behind them, as the aftershocks still bring back the memories of the deadly earthquake. A total number of 442 aftershocks with 4 or more magnitude have been recorded after last year's devastating earthquake in April.
The last year, for instance, has been very difficult, especially because of the earthquake. But one thing I really admire, and I'm very impressed with the Nepalese people, is their resilience, their ability to stand up to difficulties, to cope with natural disasters. So hats off to them. We are committed as a government very much to supporting the government and people of Nepal. As you know, the government of India has pledged $1 billion for the earthquake effort. And some of the sectors that we've identified are heritage, because with heritage is connected tourism, livelihood, culture, also rebuilding of houses, infrastructure such as roads, transmission lines, education, health facilities. So we look forward very much to working with the government to speed up the reconstruction process.
And somewhere among the immense spew of mud, brick and broken timber, many found temporary homes in camps and tent. Nepal is yet to find its feet.
Not only the Indian government, but also many organizations like Mission Rebuild Nepal are trying hard to bring the country back on its feet.
After 1 month of the earthquake, we took permission from government and started building transitional shelters, which are actually one house can last up to 7 years. So we'll be handing over 500 houses. So that means 2,000 people will be benefited by our transitional shelters.
There is now a growing consensus that it is safe to return Nepal, and the Annapurna and Everest trekking routes have been declared safe for trekkers. However, Nepal is still affected by fuel shortages following a diplomatic dispute with India, and this has forced up the price of transport around the country.
While Kathmandu boasts of breathtaking views of the mountain ranges, lush garden or the stupa, Chitwan National Park is also one of the premier draw cards in Nepal. A short 20-minute flight from Kathmandu takes you to one of the best viewing wildlife parks in Asia.
Home to sizable wildlife population, Chitwan was one of the least affected areas during the earthquake last year and hence continues to remain a huge draw for tourists. With a distance of about an hour and a half from Bharatpur Airport, the World Heritage Listed Reserve protects over 932 square kilometers of forest, marshland and rippling grassland. In a land of snow peaks and Sherpas, yaks and yetis, monasteries and mantras, where ancient temples, shrines, palaces and monuments offer a glimpse into the past, Chitwan National Park is a real jewel, making it one of the most sought-after destinations in Nepal.
And probably one of the best ways to experience Chitwan National Park is to stay at one of the luxury lodges at the edge of the park. Megholi Sarai is Taj Safari's first lodge outside of India, and guess what? It looks spectacular.
Megholi Sarai, located on the bank of river Rapti, is on the fringes of Chitwan National Park, which sits between two river valleys at the base of Shivalik Range. Boasting traditional Nepalese architecture, Megholi Sarai offers elevated views over the junglescape from its 13 well-appointed rooms. The rooms have balconies that boast outstanding views of the Himalayas and Terai grasslands. Whereas 16 independent villas, each with their own private plunge pools and plush Rapti Mahal presidential suite, overlook the park and the river.
Well, this is for the first time Taj Safari is moved out from Madhya Pradesh, and we were in Madhya Pradesh for almost 8-9 years, and we thought that okay, it's the time to move out. Well, see, we are lucky in terms of being in a natural setting where we are set up right on the banks of river Rapti. So the stretch gives you all the villas and rooms give you the beautiful view of the river. We got 3 categories. The first one is Megholi room, which are on the elevated side, and it gives you the view of river as well as the national park. Then we have the villa category, which are Rapti villas. They are 5 fixture washrooms. So from a plunge pool, from an outdoor shower, which is designed as per the Nepalese Dhungadhara theme, and then a sliding window wherein the whole parks open up to you. That's the beauty of the villa.
From its Nevari and Tharu inspired front doors and the use of natural earthy tones that reflect the landscape to the locally sourced ingredients that foreground Tharu taste in the inventive cuisine, the lodge offers a relaxing setting for discovery. When it's time to relax, nowhere is more suitable than dining at the poolside restaurants overlooking the tranquil flow of the river Rapti. The lodge follows the anywhere anytime dining concept, so you can enjoy a beautifully put together Tharu meal in the comfort of your room or even request for a private dining experience. Though my favorite remains unwinding at the infinity pool, which overlooks the river, or even better, allow the boatman to take me to the river itself. Cutting through the Mahabharat range, flowing west through Deokuri Valley, Rapti River drains through the Chitwan Valley in Nepal, flowing west to join the Narayani River, a short distance from the Indian border. Being a part of the jungle, I'm told the river is infested with freshwater crocodiles. But looking at the locals bathing and passing through the river effortlessly, I wonder how true is that. But a small glimpse of the beast put my doubts to rest. The sound of the bamboo cutting across the water is like music to ears. More soothing and relaxing than any spa treatment can offer. Canoeing through river Rapti is a must-do when in Chitwan. The city life stress is left far behind as I reach the intersection of the two rivers at Golaghat.
After 2 hours of wading through crocodile-infested water, it really can't get more rewarding than landing up at Gola Ghat. This is where the two rivers called Rapti and Narayani meet, offering a breathtaking sunset view.
Thought Safari's special arrangements of wine and cheese on white sand make 1 hour-long journey feel rather short. Watching the sun calling it a day is a visual treat. The white sand at Gola Ghat is a perfect place to bid adieu to day 1 in Chitwan. There are many ways in which you can explore Chitwan National Park in Nepal, and riding on an elephant is one of them. It's an incredible feeling to sit atop a massive 9-foot-tall, 4-ton beast while lumbering my way through the deep and pristine jungles of Chitwan. There are 2 types of elephant safaris, and both take place in different sides of the park. There are over 700 types of mammals in Chitwan National Park, and there is a strong chance that you will see forest deer, sambar deer, wild boar and monkeys. If you are extremely lucky, you will see leopards and sloth bears. Though it's the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to spot a majestic Royal Bengal tiger that attracts people in their droves. Safaris on elephant back gives you a far-fetched and an up-close view of the jungle. One can also opt for jeep safaris and jungle walks to understand a whole new perspective on jungle life. I am looking for the park's main attraction, rhinoceros. But looks like it's not my lucky day. Just when I decide to give up, the naturalist points to something that looks very intriguing.
And here I am with Chitwan National Park's local celebrity, the rhino, posing very well with his solitary horn as well as armor-like body plate. I have never seen 2 giant animals together.
Good news is that the recent consensus figures show rhino numbers are substantially recovering at Chitwan National Park. After an up-close and personal view of the rhino, it's time to shift my attention back to the tusked animal and pamper him for the lovely ride. It's bath time with the elephant. You will see human-like behavior from the elephants the minute they are surrounded by water. Summers can be very hot in Chitwan, and lounging in this natural and spacious bathtub is what the Ellie was looking for. Soon up to his neck in the water, he's enjoying cooling off, and I couldn't resist joining the bath party. The elephant tosses around, splashes water, and even allows you to massage him. Once done, you can even feed the elephants with their favorite food, which they accept graciously. Safari also organizes a walk through the local Tharu village, showcasing traditional village life. If you happen to miss it, worry not. The hotel in its premises has created a beautiful Tharu village where you can experience the same. Some of the striking aspects of their environment are the decorated rice containers, colorfully painted verandas and outer walls of their homes using only available materials like clay, mud, dung and grass. Add to that, a traditional Tharu dance performance will keep you engaged through the evening. In Chitwan, Tharus have lived in the forest for hundreds of years, practicing a short fallow shifting cultivation. They never went abroad for employment, living a life that kept them isolated in their own localities. But a sense of contentment is quite evident, having a rub-off effect on all the guests who visit Chitwan, including me. Their smiles are infectious.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Magicbricks Now. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magicbricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magicbricks Now.